It's midnight in the big city, and as the city sleeps, one man takes on the case of trucking safety. He's legendary among super detectives and a master of disguises. The mere mention of his name strikes terror in the hearts of those on the wrong side of the law.
The name's Diesel. Detective Diesel. Special Agent 00. Hey, I could never remember that last number. I was never very good at numbers anyway.
Agent 005, maybe 006?
Yeah, somewhere around there. 6 7/8 or something. Now where was I? Oh yeah, I remember. I'm on a big case, looking for highway safety. Safety every driver relies on to get home after each trip.
The first program is an important one.
Well, let's get going then. I want to know this stuff. Forward and backward. Even blindfolded. What the? Hey, who turned off the lights? Okay, now where was I? Oh yeah, now I remember. We were doing free trips, right?
PreTrip, Diesel, with a P, PreTrip. We were about to go into the details of a pre-trip inspection, which, as you are learning, is an important part of professional driving. The pre-trip inspection starts every trip, whether you're driving over the road or making a local delivery.
Hold it! Wait just a minute. Did you say delivery?
Not that kind of delivery, Diesel. This is the important part, so pay attention. A thorough pre-trip inspection involves attention to detail that could save you time, money, and more importantly, your life. Plus, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's Regulations Part 392.7 requires a pre-trip inspection at the start of every driving day, and you can find a checklist of items to be inspected either in your logbook or from your safety department. The post-trip VCR must list all vehicle defects. Any safety defects must be repaired, and the technician making the repairs must sign off that the safety malfunctions have been repaired. This must occur before the unit can be placed in service. The VCR report must also be maintained by the company for 90 days.
Hey, let's keep the federal connection on the down low. I'm working undercover here. So, where do I begin?
The pre-trip inspection can involve any number of steps. We'll use a 7-point checklist because it's used most often.
Right. 7 points.
The 7-step pre-trip inspection includes Step 1, the overall picture. Step 2, under the hood. Step 3, inside the cab. Step 4, the headlights. Step 5, walk around. Step 6, the signal lights. And Step 7, check the brakes.
I'm exhausted just hearing about it.
But a thorough pre-trip is important, and anything you find broken or not working should be repaired before you leave. Plus, a good job on the pre-trip will help you get back home safely.
You make it sound like it's a matter of life and death.
Well, in many ways, it's exactly that, Diesel. So let's get busy with Step 1, the overall picture. Okay, maybe you're a bit confused. The first step of a pre-trip is to step back and take a good look at the entire tractor-trailer rig.
Oh, that kind of picture. My mistake.
Just stand back and take a look at the truck. See if the trailer leans right or left because of a shift in the cargo or a broken suspension. Check under the truck for any fluid leaks from oil, coolant, fuel, transmission fluid, or other materials. Look for dragging hoses, missing splash guards, and other problems. You're also looking for anything that might be in your way when you move your vehicle, like poles, signs, or low-hanging branches or power line wires.
And I suppose this means writing down what you find.
Right. It's the pre-trip inspection. Let's go on to Step 2. Under the hood. Make sure the parking brakes are set. Check all fluid levels. That includes engine oil and windshield washer fluids. Check the electrical system. Wires are in good shape and not cracked or frayed. Check the belts for tightness and excessive wear. Also check out the alternator and look at the water pump for cracks or leaks. Then inspect the cooling system for leaks and worn hoses. Look at the fan blades and make sure the fan is clear of any hanging objects that could interfere with its operation.
Roger.
Who's Roger?
Huh?
Never mind. While you're under there, we check out the steering system for excessive play, making sure all parts of the system, including linkages and gearbox, are intact and in good shape, and power steering lines are free of leaks and damage. Make sure shock absorbers are free of leaks.
Can I ever catch a break?
Next, we look at the braking system on the front axles for missing parts, damage, and cracks to the shoes and drums. Now, what do you think the final check for Step 2 will be?
I don't know, but the suspense is killing me.
Right on, Diesel. You're really getting into this inspection business. It's the suspension system on the front axle, and we'll check the various components, the U-bolts, spring brackets, and torque arms. Make sure there are no cracks, dents, bends, or missing bolts.
Looks like we're sailing right along.
Yes, we are. Now we come to Step 3, inside the cab. Remember the 3-point stance when entering the cab. Not that kind of stance, Diesel. Keep 2 hands and 1 or both feet in contact with the vehicle all the time. Once you start the engine, check all the engine operating gauges as they build up to their normal readings. Oil pressure.
Check.
Ammeter.
Check.
Coolant gradually rising to normal.
And check.
Circuit warning lights went out right away.
And check.
All right, Diesel. Once pressure is built up and the air gauges are in normal ranges, you can check all the air devices, including the horn. No, try the truck horn. Now let's look at some other things in the cab. Check these items for looseness, sticking, or improper settings. The steering wheel, clutch, accelerator, foot brake, retarder controls if applicable, and inner axle differential lock. Take a look at your mirrors and windshield for cracks and dirt. Don't forget to clean and adjust the side view mirrors too. Check your emergency equipment, such as the emergency triangles and fire extinguisher.
Okay, let's discuss Step 4.
Step 4, the headlights, takes us out of the cab to look at the front of the rig.
Front and center, boss.
We're going to check the low beams to make sure they work, and we'll check the high beams. We'll also check the exterior side mirrors for cracks, make sure they're adjusted for full vision, and we'll wipe and clean them if they're dirty.
Just a little spit and polish here, right?
No, Diesel. A clean, damp rag and cleaning solution works well here. That takes us right into Step 5, the walk around, which is where we walk around the tractor trailer. We'll begin at the left side of the cab.
That would be the driver's side. Am I right?
Yeah, Diesel, you're right. Just start at the left side of the cab. Move across the front and down the right side of the tractor and then the trailer. As you walk around the rig and inspect, take a few seconds to clean your clearance lights and reflectors. Take a good look at your wheels. Examine them for cracks or damage. Check your tires for cuts, bruises, proper inflation, and proper tread depth. Test lug nuts and look for cracks and rust streaks, a sure sign of looseness. Make sure your hub oil levels are good and there are no signs of leaks there either.
So how long until I finally make it back around to the driver's side of the cab? This is a lot of work.
A thorough pre-trip inspection is a must to ensure your safety. You must be absolutely positive your rig is in good shape and doesn't need any repairs.
But what if it does need repairing? Then what?
Never ever leave if there's a question about anything, and I mean anything that requires a safety repair.
Got it. You're not leaving any wiggle room here, are you?
None. It's a matter of staying safe on the road, in the city, or on the highway.
That makes it quite important.
Companies and owner-operators look at everything while walking around the rig. Suspension, brakes and brake chambers, structure, batteries, lights, reflectors, and turn signals, everything. We're also inspecting the drive shaft, glad hands, wet and dry tanks, coupling system, and exhaust system. Make sure all locks are secure and in working order.
Got it.
Here's a tip. Anytime you're inspecting the coupling system or anything under the truck, even tires, make sure you take the keys out of the ignition and put them in your pocket. That'll keep some helpful person from running over you while you're doing your inspection. Hey, what are you doing now?
Signaling. Didn't you want to check my signals?
Diesel, we're talking about signal lights. And that's step 6, the signals. Go back to the cab, turn off all lights, and then one at a time, check the turn signals, 4-ways and the stop lights on the tractor and the trailer. Of course, you'll need to walk around the trailer to accomplish this step as you check each set of signals.
Walk around the trailer. Of course, so that brings us to step 7. Let me guess.
No, Diesel, let me tell you. It'll save us time. Step 7 is all about the air brake system. But it's also the time to get back to the cab, turn off the lights, and make certain all loose articles are secured. Additionally, make sure you have all your required trip documentation, required permits, trip manifests, your CDL, and Department of Transportation medical card.
All right, here comes the red tape. Are we driving trucks or filling out paperwork here? I'm confused.
Diesel, you're easily confused. But as professional drivers know, documentation is extremely important, particularly if you have to pull over for a roadside inspection or if there's an accident.
Okay, well, now that you put it that way, I get it.
Diesel, pick up that trash. Let's move on. We're almost done. Check the air brake system. Begin by starting the engine and build the air pressure to 90 psi. We're now going to check the low pressure alarm or light. To do this, turn off the engine, quickly apply and release the brake pedal. When you get to 60 pounds, your low pressure alarm or light should kick in.
And if it doesn't?
It's something your maintenance people need to check to determine if it's working properly.
Man, this is hard work. And professional drivers have to remember all this?
Professional drivers know all of this, and they not only protect themselves but other drivers on the highway when they can perform a thorough pre-trip. Next, we look at the tractor protection valve, and here's what we're looking for. Emergency brakes should activate at between 20 pounds and 45 pounds pressure. When they're applied, the trailer brakes should lock. If they don't, have maintenance check them out.
Between 20 pounds and a maximum of 45 pounds. Check.
In dual air systems with the engine at a normal operating RPM, pressure should build from 85 to 100 psi in 45 seconds. If your tanks are larger than normal, it should take slightly longer. If your engine is idling from 600 to 900 RPM maximum, pressure should build from 50 to 90 psi within a few minutes.
By the way, PSI, is that like CSI? I remember one case where the victim was really...
Diesel, PSI means pounds per square inch, and it's how you measure air pressure.
Yeah, of course, I knew that. Just testing. So tell me, how many inches are in a square pound?
I'm just going to ignore that. Next, we check out 2 other brakes, the parking brake and trailer handbrake. Next, check to see if the 5th wheel is firmly connected. Then see if the kingpin's locking jaws are firmly locking. If not, have maintenance check it out before starting your trip. Not that kind of jaws. I'm talking about the kingpin on your 5th wheel.
Just kidding. Hey, chill out. You're too serious, man.
Well, the pre-trip inspection is serious, Diesel. It's all about safety and preventing accidents. So here's the next to the last part of Step 7. Check out your service brakes. Get your rig moving several miles an hour and then apply your service brakes. If your rig pulls to the right or left, you need to have a mechanic look at those brakes right away. Never drive a rig if you have even the slightest question about the rig's safety. Step 7 ends with something to keep us on the right side of the law, and it should be a habit if it's not already, both when you get into your personal vehicle and when you climb into a big rig, whether you're a city driver or over the road. Can you guess?
check your hair in the rear vision mirror. Check to see if you have any spinach between your teeth. No, I guess I don't know where you're going with this one.
Step 7's final step is fasten your safety belt.
Oh, you mean be ready, be buckled. Yeah, I knew that. Just forgot.
Well, don't forget to conduct a thorough pre-trip inspection, buckle up, and of course, drive safely.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Be safe, be professional, and get home safely after every trip.
Diesel, there may be hope for you yet. And you can find a checklist of items to be inspected either in your logbook or from your safety department. The post-trip VCR must list all vehicle defects. Any safety defects must be repaired, and the technician making the repairs must sign off that the safety malfunctions have been repaired. This must occur before the unit can be placed in service. The VCR report must also be maintained by the company for 90 days.